Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I am going to talk about Sephora. Why? Because they're having their big sale. Now they do it twice a year. They do it in May and they do it again in November. They're starting this year in October on the 28th. And this is their VIB sale, which means there's like 3 levels of people that they give discounts to. The first level of people are the Rouge, and they get access on October 28th, and it's 20% off. Now you just tell them at the counter the code SAVINGS, or if you're shopping online, you would enter SAVINGS into the special code promotion, and you'll get 20% off. Now for VIBs, those are the next levels. They get 15% off. Again, the same savings code, and they get 15% off. And then a couple of days later, at the 7th, the regular folks who just sign up with their email, they get 10% off. So everybody gets 30% off the Sephora collection brand though, and that's the Sephora brand, home brand itself, not the curated Sephora other brand items they have in sets, but just the collection stuff. And so I thought I'd go over a few things and I try to make it cohesive. So I'm going to go over kind of in the order that I use the products. My name's Kathy A, and I am a beauty nut. Been wearing makeup since the 1960s. Gone through all the phases. Been trained. I'm now going to the online makeup academy. I'm midway through my courses there, and I'm learning an awful lot, even though I thought I knew it all. By doing YouTube since 2013, I thought I knew everything there was to know about makeup, but I'm learning something new every day. I'm 64 years old. My skin is kind of textured and a little bit on the dry side. I'm sitting on my living room sofa here. That's why everything's a little bit different than my usual backdrop, but I thought I'd be a little more casual with you. For hair, this is the K18. And this is a leave-in conditioning treatment, and what it does is it actually goes inside like the molecules, the DNA of your hair shaft, and kind of smooths it out and repairs it from the inside. Now we all know that hair is dead. Once it gets out of your scalp, it's dead. However, just like a piece of old driftwood, when you put some varnish on it, it makes it all nice and shiny and smooth. Well, that's kind of like what this does from the inside out of your hair, like the old piece of driftwood that your hair can turn into, especially when you're older. This works so well, and it's called K18. Now this is the smaller bottle, and it is a little bit pricey, but I like it very, very much, and you will be amazed after the first use. I mean, you wash your hair, you rinse it, you wring out the excess water, and then you put 2 squirts of this on. You don't need very much, all over your hair, and then you just style it as usual. You do not rinse it out. And I've seen people rinse things out and they shouldn't be. I figured I'm just going to go into some tools and weird stuff, get that out of the way, and then we'll go into the makeup in divisions. So one thing that I find really valuable is I wash my brushes in the sink with Zote soap and a little bit of Dawn and a little bit of olive oil for some of them. I do that once a week. But during the week, sometimes I have a really good brush I love. I want to use it. So what you do with this is the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. You pour just a little bit in here, maybe about 1/4 of an inch, just a little bit. And you put your brush in and let it absorb a little bit of the stuff, and then you just wipe it off on a paper towel. And it's clean and it dries instantly, and you can use it right away. So this is a wonderful, wonderful product, Cinema Secrets. This is the lemon flavored one. I think that's, you know, so much nicer. If you get the starter set, they give you the little metal tin that comes with it, and you can close this up if you have excess liquid left. You will use it the next day. You can close it up in here. So I think the Cinema Secrets lemon, excellent, excellent, excellent. For perfume, I have been using this fake stuff, oh gosh, I don't know how long, probably about a year. You know, you get these like wannabe perfume kind of things, and it's like this is Shalimar, or a version of Shalimar. It's not really Shalimar. It has a lot of the notes. But there's nothing like the real cologne, the real perfume of a fragrance. And Sephora has, they have Shalimar and they have the perfume version, which is the absolute ultimate perfume experience. I've been wearing Shalimar since I was 17 years old. It's always been my scent. I know it was created in the 1920s. It's considered kind of an old-fashioned scent, but I think vanilla scents are coming back into vogue, and I noticed Billie Eilish has a vanilla scent, but she added musk and amber to hers. This is more of a vanilla gourmand, or what they call it, kind of something that smells like a sweet shop, I guess. But there's something in here that's just so nice and so pleasant and so fresh. I would highly recommend you get the actual perfume. Now, Sephora has it right now and you can get it on sale. It is somewhat elusive to find the perfume, so I was surprised to see it on the website. And it's my favorite scent. It's nice vanilla, tonka kind of scent. The dry down is still vanilla. It stays all day. It's just a wonderful scent, and it is my favorite. This is from Rare Beauty, and this is a concealer brush. And back when Angie's set first came out, you know, with BK Beauty, there was like an eye set, and it was Angie Hot and Flashy set of eye and face brushes. It was very expensive and I couldn't afford it, and I happened to be looking in Sephora one day and I saw this concealer brush. Now it's smaller than the kind of the cat paw size that the Angie's is, but this works so effectively to blend in your concealer or even a little light powder or even setting spray. Some people like to do the setting spray trick, hack thing, whatever it is. This is a wonderful brush. It has kept its shape, it does not shed, and it was only $16. So with the sale, it's going to be a lot less than that. Definitely check this out, and it's Rare Beauty. That's Selena Gomez's line. Now Tarte has made probably one of my favorite eyelash curlers of all time, and they still have it available. Now this eyelash curler, it comes with a small mascara. I think it's Lights, Camera, Lashes, something like that. It's not a bad mascara, but it's not their best one. This has been a favorite of mine. I do wash it with my detergent stuff, my Dawn or my Zote soap, and I use you know, a brush and clean this out. Once a week I do clean it. Anything that's close to my eye, I clean it once a week. So I love this. It has served me well. It's a gentle eyelash curler. It works really, really well, and it's on sale at Sephora. NARS has a pencil sharpener, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but a makeup pencil sharpener with a large hole and a small hole. The NARS one is outstanding, and since it is on sale, it's not very expensive to begin with, but it is such a good quality pencil sharpener. And I have lip pencils and eye pencils and brow pencils that need sharpening, and this is so good. It's something about the blade, the quality of the blade in it. It just works so well. So the NARS pencil sharpener for makeup pencils, it's got two sizes in the one sharpener. It's a good high quality sharpener, and I think it's a good investment for your collection. Let's go into all the eye primers and face gook and stuff like that. First of all, this is a setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury, and if you get the regular size, I think it's like $34. It's on sale. It's actually a better deal than getting the two minis, but you can't get the mini on its own right now. It's sold out, and they are selling packages of the two minis for $29 or something like that. A mini normally costs $21, but they're out. They're sold out completely. The regular size one is so much more. You get so much more. It's a better deal. You get a lot more ounces. So, you know, I would highly recommend that you get the big version of this. But if you do buy the set of the minis, this is a mini one. It's not really that mini. It takes about 6 months to get through one, depending on how often you use it, but I think the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Setting Spray is probably one of the very best after makeup setting sprays that you can buy. It's hydrating, it smells spicy, not flowery, and it's just, it gives your face kind of a dewy look, and not in a bad way. I think it's a it gives you a healthy look. And I think that that's why it's so popular with especially YouTube people. We just love this. Rare Beauty. This is their Always an Optimist. This is an eye primer. Has a nice doe foot. It doesn't really have a lot of tint to it, so it's not going to give you that, like, disguise your veins and lines in your eyelids or anything, but it does make your eyeshadow show true, and also it lasts quite a while. It does not crease. I think it's a great eye primer for your eyelids. This is an eye cream from Clinique. I think that the All About Eyes is one of their best products. Not really talked about a lot. I think Clinique in general is not really talked about a lot, including me. I mean, I rarely talk about it, and I got, I think, 3 items from there on my list today to talk about. 4 items. But this is All About the Eyes, and this little cream came in a little kit. It was in a set, and I'm almost out of it. I took it traveling with me to Reno, and we drove from Connecticut to Reno and back. It was like a 2-week journey, and this lasted the whole time. I got a little bit left. I really like this. It just helps moisturize under your eyes, and then you just look lifted and refreshed. It's just such a nice eye cream from Clinique. Charlotte Tilbury. Yes, of course, the Magic Cream. This is the small jar. It's $29, and depending on how often you use it, this should last you a good amount of time. I would say at least 6 months. So don't let the price tag scare you, and again, it's on sale, so it does help. Her price points are outrageous. I understand that. I know that it just drives you nuts, thinking, well, I could buy 6 of these for one of these, kind of a thing, but this stuff works so well, and she developed it when she was putting makeup on models who were like hungover or jet lagged, or they had poor diets and their skin was really in need of hydration and moisture. She just put this stuff on them, and within minutes their skin was transformed into a healthy base, and a healthy base skin really makes your makeup go over so nicely and so smoothly. So the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, excellent. It's on sale. Just try it. Just try it. Okay, I had it here and it's gone. I don't know what happened to it. Oh lordy. The Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. It is a beautiful base. Once you put your Magic Cream on and you let that set for a few minutes, then you put a couple of pumps of this Flawless Hollywood Flawless Filter on your face, and it gives you such a beautiful glow. You can just put it on sections of your face you want to glow, you know, such as, you know, the forehead, or just around the cheeks, or your neck, décolleté area, and then you put a light layer of makeup over the top. Hollywood Flawless Filter is not really meant to be a makeup substitute. It's really an enhancement to your skin for underneath makeup to give that glow, that healthy glow. And it just does it so well. I really love that product. Anastasia Beverly Hills infamous eyeshadow primer. I don't have one with me because I have so many primers I'm trying to get through, and I use a lot of drugstore primers too. So I haven't really purchased one lately to be able to show it to you, but it's gotten a lot of really good reviews, and it's not very expensive. You can get the mini version to give it a try. So let's move into concealers and foundations. There are 3 concealers. 3! They have gotten so many good concealers this year, especially. They're catering to aging skin, they're catering to dry skin, they're catering to people with wrinkles or discoloration. They really did a good job with concealers this year. Let's start with Anastasia Beverly Hills. This concealer, a doe foot applicator. This is probably the most pigmented out of the concealers I'm going to show you. Really, really wonderful. Watch your shades. I believe this is shade number 4. And that's just about right. I think it's just slightly a tinge lighter than my regular foundation. Anything darker than this, and it can actually make your eyes look more tired if you go too dark with your concealer. So I love this number 4, and this is Anastasia Beverly Hills Concealer. The next one on the list is kind of an old favorite, an old-fashioned favorite. A lot of people love this one. This is Lancôme Tint Idole Ultra Wear. And this is a beautiful foundation also. Trying to think of which shade I have here. This is 110. Number 110. This is a classic because it does not crease. It sets up really well. It blends in nicely with your skin. Again, be careful with the shades. When you select a shade, don't always go by the website. If you can possibly do this for foundation and concealer, go into the store and put it, swatch it if you can, hold it up next to your face and go to the window to see what it looks like in regular light, because the shades are like all over the place this year. One thing I did notice was that shades look very different in swatches on Sephora than they do in real life. The third concealer, and I think this is probably my favorite. This is the Beautiful Skin Concealer from Charlotte Tilbury. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous. And what did I get for a shade in this? Let me just check. This is shade 3 Fair from Charlotte Tilbury. And this is a beautiful light concealer, blends nicely like all of her concealers do. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. I think this is the newest concealer in her line. Kind of complements the Beautiful Skin foundation, which I also have, and I think it's really beautiful. You do need to set this with a little bit of light powder or a little bit of setting spray on a powder puff. I do that sometimes because it never totally sets down for some reason, and you don't want that to happen with your concealer. For foundations, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. This is in number 4, slightly dark for me, but I had it in the summer when I had a little bit more color, wasn't quite so fish belly white, and so beautiful, beautiful. It's got a pump, it blends nicely, you don't need a whole lot. And especially if you're using her Hollywood Flawless filter underneath, you just need a teeny bit over the top. You can apply it with your fingers or with a brush or with a sponge. I, during my trip, applied my foundations with my fingers, and it worked just fine. There was no problems whatsoever. Very beautiful foundation, and it's on sale right now at Sephora, starting the 28th of October. Okay, on the fence on this, and I wasn't. I was thinking this was my new holy grail when I first tried this. This is the Haus Labs Triclone. Why? Why, Lady Gaga, did you name it that? Please. It's got fermented arnica amongst other things. It's a good healing herb kind of thing, which I had to look up what arnica was good for. I'm like, okay, so it's got fermented arnica, It sounds like beverage, like our new Bud Light beer with fermented arnica, So it has arnica and a slew of skincare ingredients in it. So it's actually a really good for your skin kind of foundation. It's supposed to have pretty long wear time. This really reacts differently depending on what you put underneath it. So like if I have my like Hollywood filter and I have my moisturizer and all this stuff, it works okay. And my Embryolisse moisturizer works okay. Tried it with my Maybelline blur stick and it just looked choppy and polka dots, and I'm like, wow, what a difference. So if you try this and it doesn't look good, try something different underneath it, or try nothing at all underneath it and see how it works, because I'm finding that people who put a lot of crap on first and then put this on aren't happy with it. Angie even, I saw her review recently. I had already done my review a couple weeks ago on this, and I basically said it was almost my favorite foundation of the year. And she tried it and she didn't like it. But she puts all kinds of stuff on it, sunscreen and all this other stuff, and I thought, maybe it's just not reacting well with the sunscreen. But I get her point. I mean, it's like she uses that all the time and her other makeups go with it fine, so what's the problem? So I get that, I understand it, I'm not throwing shade, I'm just saying that test this out with different combinations underneath and you will find one that works. This is a really nice foundation. Now the one weird thing about this is the shade range, even though it's inclusive, it tends to be a little on the warm side, like goldeny warm. So recently I saw, I think it was Geek Out of Water, and she reviewed this and she said that, the shades were strange, but she thought it had something to do with the color wheel and how they kind of work like the color wheel. Like if you are cool toned and want to offset that, you get a warm tone to offset it and neutralize it. I don't like that. I mean, I like Geek Out of Water. No, I'm talking about the shades. I got a problem with the shades being too golden, and I think that the like I have a neutral, 100 neutral, 110 neutral was matched to me as being the perfect shade, but of course it's sold out everywhere. It's sold out online. Please go to a store, go to a Sephora or a Sephora in Kohl's and see what the swatches look like, because you can get the wrong shades so easily. So the shade range is really funky. So Lady Gaga, the shades, come on, come on. So, and the explanations for the shades are just outrageous. Now the white shade has caused a bit of a stir, but I think it's kind of neat. In my online makeup academy, they want us to get a white shade, a medium dark shade, and a very deep shade. And they said you can make all the other shades from these and color correctors. So I think it's neat that she has a white shade. And I did see a couple of people doing videos on the white shade, which is the lightest, and it says fair neutral. I think she said it went very fair neutral or something. I'm like, yeah, it's like Goth Girl Ghost. Anyway, it kind of looked nice on the person, but it's not a shade for me for sure. Anyway, my shade is supposed to be 110. I'm a medium light, closer to light. This is 100, so it's slightly light for me, but it's a very nice foundation. Please give it a try, but go to the store and get a swatch to make sure you get the right shade. Also, Sephora, for 30% off, you can get that Best Skin Ever foundation, which is the Sephora Collection brand. Now, if you have normal to oily skin, I think you're going to like that. It's really good. I found that as I get into winter, that is not good for me because it tends to cling a little bit to dry patches. So I don't have it here to show you, but I have tried it, I have used it. I think I even made it win last year because I liked it so much in summer when I was all greasy and oily and stuff. Who knows? I know a lot of you live in Australia and New Zealand. You're going into winter, fall into winter. All in the winter, but you're going into summer, spring into summer. And so since you're going to go into sweaty summer, I would highly recommend the Patrick Star One Size, and it's the BBB foundation, which is a wonderful, slightly thick. It has sunscreen in it. It's skincare foundation, and it's thick enough to handle your hot, hot Australian sun. So have a look at the Patrick Star One Size. I would not recommend it to the folks who have kind of dry skin in wintertime, because in wintertime it just brings out the worst in everybody's skin because it's so dry. We're inside a lot. We have dry heating. Yeah. Anyway, so let's move on to blush and bronzer and powder. Every year, NARS puts out a set of blushes in a palette like this. This was last year's, and I think this year's is called the Rising Star palette, and it's got stars all over it. I will probably get it. I think that these palettes, and now this is from last year and I still have all this left and I use it often. I brought this with me to Reno as my blush palette, and I used all these blushes. I solely used these blushes and they're absolutely wonderful, wonderful. This shade right here next to the gold one, that is just like Laura Mercier's Chai shade, which is just one of the prettiest shades on. It is not brown. They look kind of brown, but it's not brown on your skin. You just look like you have a natural, beautiful flush to your skin. Even the gold, I can use it either as an eyeshadow or when I had a tan, I did use it as a highlight over my blush. I think that was really nice. So this was last year's. If you still see it, you probably have it in TJ Maxx and Marshalls at this point, because the new one's coming out. So the Rising Star, slightly different shades than this. I totally recommend it because NARS blushes are to die for. My other favorite blush company is Hourglass, and this is Mood Exposure. This is just a mini size, and I've had this now for 9 months. It's hardly, there is a little bit of a ding to it, you know, a little bit of an incline. Haven't reached pan yet, and I love this shade. Mood Exposure is like the perfect neutral blush shade. Can fit anybody from medium dark down to super light. It just, you can build it up for more pigmentation. What a beautiful, beautiful shade this is. I love it. Now Hourglass also does what they call the Lighting Edit palette, which is their face powders. They usually include a finishing powder, a setting powder of some sort, highlight setting powder. It has some sort of a light bronzer in it, 2 blushes. It's absolutely beautiful, and there are 3 variants this year for the Hourglass palette, and I'm gonna get this one. But they do have 2 other options, and that's if you have, maybe you already have those blushes in your collection, or you have a different skin tone that's a little deeper. You may be attracted to one of the other palettes. There's 3 choices this year, which is really good. They usually only give you 1 choice, and they were alternating darker skin tone favoring to lighter skin tone favoring the next year, darker skin tone favoring that year, next year would be lighter skin tone, and everybody was always complaining that none of the shades worked for them. But generally though, you can make any of the Hourglass blushes work for you if you use a light enough touch. You can get just that little touch of color, and I mean, if you go really heavy-handed, you can look silly, but if you just do a light touch of color, even with a deeper shade, you can really make it look pretty. And I do love Hourglass anyway. Now for bronzer and contour, my favorite contour is Fenty Beauty. It has been since it came out like 5 years ago. This is the Matchstick, and this is the shade Mocha. Now this is a it's a cream. It's kind of a thick cream formula. You just really just make a tiny little triangle and then just rub it in, and it's there. You could make some stripes, rub them in, and it's there. You make a beautiful bronzer blush. It's a, what do they call it, a bronzer. Wonderful. The Mocha shade is really good if you have medium to very light skin. The Amber shade is good if you have medium light to deeper skin. and absolutely beautiful. And of course, Fenty Beauty is so inclusive. She has a lot of deeper shades as well, but I think the mocha shade and the amber shade are the two best. Amber's slightly grayer in cast and it makes more of a shadow. It's better for contouring. And mocha is more of a bronzing shade. So you could have both and really have a perfect bronzer contour collection. Charlotte Tilbury. Yes, of course. In the minis, there are two minis that I usually get every year because right about this time of year, I hit really super pan on this. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. This is the mini version. I don't have so much of the glow as I do the bronzer. I use more of that. The glow I use just a tiny little bit, and so they wear down. I wish we could have a slightly larger bronze palette and a smaller highlight palette. That would be ideal. There is a mirror here, even though it's foggy. I did take this with me on my trip to Reno. The bronzer's almost gone. I will replace that. This is one of the best deals in the mini impulse aisle. I think it's $25, $29, and you have the deluxe packaging. You've got the beautiful bronzer and highlighter shade, absolutely beautiful, from Charlotte Tilbury. There's also a NARS version that has a blush, which is Orgasm Blush, and then the Laguna bronzer, and that is also an outstanding mini. I think that one is very inexpensive, maybe $18, $19, and that definitely worth it. I mean, those two are just such wonderful minis because they're so versatile and functional. You know, a lot of stuff you buy can be decorative and not so functional, but those two palettes are wonderful. LYS, which is Love Your Selfie, they have the triangle shaped packaging. Well, they have released 3 small ones together, a beauty trio of cream blushes, and it's a wonderful deal. I think it's like $20, plus you're going to get that discount off of it. I totally recommend that. That is, looks like it's going to be fabulous. That is in my cart, actually, to get. I will be getting that. This was a surprise. I got this in like as a perk with one of my Sephora orders, and this is a company called Freck Beauty. Freck as in freckle. They became famous because they have those little pens that you make freckles on your face with. Not for me, but I got this because these two blushes, this is cuffed and this is fielding. Absolutely, I have fielding on now. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. It's called Cheek Slime. Isn't that lovely? There's 4 colors and they're absolutely gorgeous on. They last all day. They blend so nicely. And even though this color looks like it would be very dark, it's beautiful on. Well, you can see it looks really nice on. I love it. So I actually have this in my cart to purchase this, and this is new to me this year. I've never tried it before. Let's move into eyeshadow. Tarte has released something that is like gilded glamour or something like that. There are 2 palettes in this release. They are considered their holiday release. They did release a couple of other palettes that I wasn't that keen on. There was one, I think it was called Eye Candy or something, and it had a mascara with it, and it was a basic palette. It just didn't do anything for me at all, and I did wind up returning it. But these 2, they are in my cart. They definitely look like they're going to be great. They get great reviews from people who have reviewed them. I took this as one of a few eyeshadow palettes I took on my trip. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is a palette called Sophisticate. Now you get a mirror on this side, and you get all the shades you will need for the perfect basic everyday eye. You've got the light for your lid and base shade, you've got your transition color, you've got a grayish tone or a brownish tone for lining under the eyes, for darkening your corners and defining. It's an absolutely perfect palette of 4 shades. The only thing I would add to this would probably be a 5th shade that's some kind of a shimmer, so you could have that little bit of glam added in. But I think these shades got me through more days than any on my vacation, and I just used this palette. Now the price point is ridiculously high. The sale does help it out a little bit, but I do recommend this if you've never tried Charlotte Tilbury shadows. The Sophisticate is the place to start. I just love that. Along the high-end line, Viseart Paris Love Letter is one of the smaller palettes. I got through most of mine and I dislodged it. I did actually take a lot of it out and put it in here and put it in here. These are my Z palettes, and I put some of the shimmers from it in here, so I don't have it anymore. The Paris Love Letter palette. This is the Bridal Satins. They are selling this on Sephora. This one didn't have the little dots in the back where you could remove the pans easily, so I just left it intact. I love this palette. This is all those shimmers that you can use with your matte Sophisticate palette or any other basic matte palette. You can start with that with a base eye, and then you can add one of these shimmers. They call them the Bridal Satins because you can use them in any formal event or glam event. They're absolutely beautiful. They blend nicely. Once you go Viseart, it really is hard to go back. They are my favorite brand for eyeshadows. Now Sephora put out a lot of these Wishing You series of palettes of different sizes. Some of them have 110 flavors to them. Some of them have 50 flavors. Some of them have lipsticks and brow products blended into them, but this was my favorite. This is absolutely well worth it. It's $8, and this is the perfect, that's got a mirror even. It's got a mirror, and it's got these beautiful shades. You've got your light, very light pink here for your base shade. You've got a transition shade up in here. You've got a medium to deep brown. You've got a black here for lining. You've got shimmers for accent and for lining under your eyes. It's just a perfect basic functional palette. This is something you can use all year long. It's only $8, and with the sale it's 30% off, so it's going to cost you what, $6 and change? Really nice, really nice. And this is the 8-pan palette from Sephora Collection brand. It's in my cart, but I don't know how long it's going to stay there. The new Mothership Mega Palette, the Celestial from Pat McGrath. I just always protest that price point. The price point is just ridiculous, and even for me, I'm just, gosh, I'm so torn because I know the quality is usually quite good. I'm gonna try it and see if it doesn't sell out by the time the sale starts. I'm gonna try it. Shall we go into brows and mascara? I have two mascaras in my cart. The first one is Tower 28 mascara. And I had tried a little sample of it that I think was dried out because it didn't do anything for me. So I'm going to give a full-size one a chance. The Tower 28 mascara keeps getting 5-star reviews from people who are trying it. I'm like, okay, I can't be the only person on the planet, but I was the only person on the planet that didn't like any of the Essence mascaras. So I'm wondering if maybe this is one of those situations where I just don't like it and everybody else does. I'm going to give it a try. So Tower 28 mascara is on sale at Sephora. The other one that is in my cart is the Cali Ray. And I don't have it because I had gotten a sample size or a travel size version of it, mini, and once it was done, I had so many other mascaras I was trying, I never went and rebought it, but I did like it. It's a tubing mascara, it's clean beauty, whatever that's supposed to mean, and it's just nice. It's a nice, good, all-around mascara. Now, my favorite mascara this year, though, has been this one. And this is the Tartelette Tubing Mascara. I love this. I got the regular size during the Ulta sale. It's very manageable. It's got a beautiful wand. It's got a beautiful formula. It does not leave dings on your upper lids. It doesn't smear or crack or make you feel like crinkly. Sometimes you can get those brittle feeling kind of lashes, and that can't be good for your lashes. This is a wonderful mascara. This is my second one. Absolutely wonderful. Tartelette tubing mascara. Absolutely perfect. Of course, I have two. I have the mini size and I have the full size of the KVD tattoo liner, and it's not Kat Von D, okay? Those of you who are protesting and don't want to have anything to do with KVD thinking that it's still Kat Von D, it is not. And you know, they really should change the packaging, but they're not wasting it. They got a lot of packaging that was pre-printed with Kat Von D's name. They're using it, and they have changed their name to like Caritas, Veritas, you know, Dinero or something. You know, it's not. They named it 3 Greek names using the same letters. We all think of it as Kat Von D. A lot of people still call it Kat Von D, but she left the company 3 years ago. She is not involved at all. So by buying the tattoo liner, you are not supporting her. You are supporting a nice, clean, cruelty-free vegan brand that makes an, oh, this is a dynamite eyeliner. I use it when I use false lashes. It's very easily controlled. It stays put all day. It makes a wonderful fine line or a thick line. It lasts really well. You have to shake it up. There's a little ball in there. I have the little mini that I was going to take traveling and I forgot it. So I had to open the big one for travel and I used it. For brows, the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat. She has some beautiful shades. It is a gorgeous pencil. Has a brush on the other side. I totally recommend it. I mean, it's expensive, so I've been buying drugstore variants of brow products and I haven't really purchased it. It is in my cart, so I will be getting it. Benefit Brow. This is the 24-hour brow setter. It's got an odd shape thing. It's flat on one side, so it's got like a paddle so you can put the stuff on your brows, and then you turn it to one of the two sides of the comb and comb them up, and it holds them up like a pomade or a hairspray. Really, really good. It's a clear color. I did really love that. So next, let's go into lip liners, lipsticks, and glosses. Sephora is putting out the Wishing You gloss set. You know, they have a glossed formulation. I think there's 3 colors in it. There's like a red, a clear, and you know, like a neutral tone. And it's a great little set. It's a great deal. With the 30% off, you can't beat that. You really can't beat that. They also have a Wishing You cream lipstick, and their cream lipsticks are so good, really good. Now they can tend to dry matte, these cream lipsticks, so you hold your lips in position, you put them on, and you wait at least 1 minute, and then you can move your lips. Now if you really feel like you want some moisture on there, you can put a clear lip gloss, just dab, 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 clear lip gloss over the top, and you look fabulous for the rest of the day. This color is kind of a purpley magenta color. It goes really well with one of my sweaters. I love their cream lipstick formula. The set that they have out is a great deal. I think it's $30, but there's a ton of them in there. I think there's 8 or 9 of them in there. And with the 20% off, you know, it's a 30% off of Sephora stuff. So you get it like, what, for $20? Pretty good. You can buy individual shades. I think they're $12 each. With the 30% off, a lot less. So definitely check into that. So Sephora actually makes some pretty good lip products in general. The silver package Luscious lipsticks, those are beautiful, very emollient. I think it's L18. I love in that one. There's one I think is Girl Crush or something, or Girl Talk or something. These little lip stories are very kind of hydrating lipsticks. They do have a new hydrating satin lipstick that they released this year called Dandelion. And I really think you should think about their lipsticks because they have really good lipstick quality for the price tag, and it's 30% off, so it's already a good price and you get 30% off. Whew, yeah. KVD liquid lipstick. It's the Hyperlight liquid lipstick, and I think it's called Moth Orchid. I think I'm going to try. That's in my shopping cart. Pat McGrath did something similar to what the Huda Beauty people did with the trio. There's a lip liner, there's a gloss, and there's a lipstick in one little container, and it's such a beautiful shade. I don't know if it's Angel or something like that. Looks beautiful. Looks like a kind of a nude with a little bit of shimmer to it. So that's in my cart. Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat liner. These are just legendary, and I hate to use the word because she probably says they're legendary too, and they're also expensive, but they are some of the best lip pencils you will ever use. So I highly recommend the Charlotte Tilbury one. I also recommend that everybody get the Bitch Perfect lipstick. It's absolutely a perfect shade of nude that works with everybody. Even deeper skin tones and light skin tones both look good with Bitch Perfect. It's just one of those shades that looks good on everyone. Just gorgeous. I mean, her lipstick formulations are so nice. It's actually worth the investment in them. Now another lipstick which is infamous is the Clinique Black Honey shade. This is just a shade that works so well with everyone. So I don't have a mirror. I don't have a mirror. Oh no! Alright, let me see what I can do here. I better get a mirror. Goes with my shirt too. This is Black Honey from Clinique. This is very hydrating. This is probably the most famous lipstick on the planet and has been for decades. It's always sold out on the Clinique website. Now you can get a single version on Sephora, or you can get it in this set. Now, I wasn't going to talk about the sets yet, but this is the Clinique must-haves, and I'm telling you, this is only $35. It has a beautiful blush, a beautiful highlight. It has this lipstick. It has eyeliner and a mascara. Absolutely phenomenal set. It's only $35, and with the 20% off, it goes way down. This is something you should pick up. Out of all the sets that are available this year, you definitely should put this one on your list. I got this and I don't regret it. You get this lipstick with it. I was like so pleased to see it. And then it tells you, you know, a little bit about each one of these things. But the blush and the highlighter are just wonderful as well. This blush, even though it looks dark, this is the Black Honey blush. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, yeah, definitely this is the set that you definitely need to pick for the Sephora sale. Clinique again, Clinique. These are the pop lipsticks. There's Nude Pop, Melon Pop. Absolutely wonderful. They're wonderful. These pop lipsticks are hydrating, They have such a beautiful range of colors, and you won't regret it if you get them. Packaging is super cute, really, really nice. And this is a full size of the Melon Pop I have on here, but there's so many different ones. All right, let's go into some sets because I'm very excited about the sets. There's two main sets that I love. Outside of that Clinique set, there's two others that I think you should get. Don't even think twice, get these. The first one is the Sephora curated must-have makeup collection. And this has in it, you ready? It has the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. It has Fenty Lip Gloss. It has Grand's Lash Serum, the Growth Serum, which just that alone is worth the price of this. Ilia Mascara, for all of you who wanted to try the Ilia Mascara. I think it's a very nice mascara. It's not big honkin' like I really love, but it's a nice mascara. KVD Eyeliner in Tattoo. There you go. Natasha Denona, there's an eye trio in there, really cute. I got last year's, and it's a slightly different eye trio. Those are really cute and very effective. Paula's Choice, it's 2% BHA. It's an exfoliant, which I think is a wonderful thing to include in a beauty collection because you need to exfoliate your face in order for the foundation and face products to look nice. The Rare Beauty, there's a blush. And then there's Urban Decay's All Nighter Spray. So that is the, I think there was one other thing too, but that's the must-have makeup set, and that is running about $54. Now the other thing is the Sephora lip set, holiday lip set. And that has in it, this is the good stuff, NARS Orgasm Gloss. It also has the Pat McGrath, it's kind of a deep red shade. Rare Beauty in Nearly Neutral, which is more of a neutral rosy nude shade. We have Too Faced, the Lip Injection. It's a really nice lip plumping. It's a clear lip plumper. Charlotte Tilbury, of course, Pillow Talk. We have Urban Decay Back Talk, which is a beautiful shade if you're medium to light shade person, and the Give Gwen Stefani brand in the, I think it's the deeper blue red that she has rather than the orange red, which is what I wanted. But that's a wonderful lip set, and I think that's $45. And then you take off the 20% off of that. So I think all in all, this is a fabulous, fabulous time to spruce up your makeup collection. I've linked everything below that I talked about today, and I hope all of you have a wonderful autumn. I'm really enjoying the beautiful trees and the crisp air and the apple cider, and you know, absolutely my favorite season. So I want you all to stay safe. Take care, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Toodles.